So this is just the old one. We'll create a new project. We have choice. We can develop a library management system, or else let's develop a library management system. So this is the project that we are going to develop. We developed bank application with you. Develop library management system. So I will just write a short description about this project. This project will serve as a digital library where we will have two types of users. The first type of user will be a admin, which can add the books, which can add, update, delete, or read any book. Read any book in the sense just the book title, like that it can read. And then we will have normal users, and what operations a normal user can perform, they can read the books. So we are going to create a separate layer that as a user you can only read the books, but as an admin you can add, you can update, you can delete, or you can read any book. Okay, so this is going to be our application. Project requirement, I will write here that what is the requirement of this project. As completely backend project, no front end is included here. I will maintain the documentation of this project, so it will become very easy for you to do control C and control V. Database. We are going to use MySQL, but along with the same time, same thing is for Oracle. If you have knowledge of Postgres SQL, that is also fine. You can use anything. But this is my good to here, MySQL. Not all are same. How all can be same? Even all the fingers are of your hand are not same. How database can be same? So we are going to use MySQL, but which ORM framework we are going to use? Hibernate. So Hibernate will treat them same, no difference. Okay. Next is nothing, that's it. These two things we are going to use: Hibernate and MySQL. You can use Oracle also. I know you will use Oracle only. So let's start. We will focus on these things. Performing CRUD operations is easy, but how you will make a separate layer? How you will make a separate layer, that we have to actually understand in this. That how, who are you are an admin or you are a user? We don't know, right? That is the actual case here. So let's understand. So now we will start creating the project. So just dividing them in the steps. In the very first step, create a Maven project. Create a Maven project by adding, create a Maven project. That is the first thing. By selecting the archetype as quick start. What do you mean by this archetype as quick start? Means you don't want any extra configuration in your project. You will do by yourself. Quick start means just start a Maven project for me. That's it. So file new Maven project. If you are not getting Maven project here, so there are two cases in this. If you are not getting Maven project, so there can be two possible ways. That the IDE or Eclipse IDE that you are using is Java IDE. So you have to reinstall it, IDE for Enterprise Web and Java Developer. You have to install this flavor of Eclipse, Enterprise Web and Java Developer. Second is you are already having this Enterprise Edition, but it is not visible here. So you can go on others and write Maven there. So you will get Maven project. Try these two ways. Next, just next, selecting the archetype as quick start. Next, group ID I will create as com.library. Artifact ID means the name of project. So the name of project I will write as Busy Book. And package name I will keep as same com.library. So this is my configuration. Group ID is com.library. Artifact ID means the app name will be Dizzy Book. That's it. Just finish the app. And press Y to create the app. So here we got our project that is Dizzy Book. This one. So we are getting a basic structure where basic file. If you want to check the working of application for a moment, you can try running this file. So we'll just start and here we got hello world. So it's working fine. As we are going to work with Spring, how many jar files are necessary? How many like dependencies? If I want to convert this Maven project to a Spring project, which dependency should I add here? Spring core and Spring context. Spring context because we are working with application context container. That's why. So Maven repository searching for Spring core and we will get this Spring core. Don't use any of the 7 version. All are M1, M2, M3, M4. What is M? What is M? I have written that. What is this M stands for? So in pom.xml, add the dependency of Spring core and Spring context. So we have to add these two dependencies, Spring core and Spring context. So just pom.xml file I will add for Spring core, Spring context. So now this project will become a Spring project. But if you notice, we are working here with Hibernate. So we need the dependency of Hibernate as well. So add the dependency of Spring core, Spring context, Hibernate core, and MySQL connector. In your case, it may be a Oracle connector. So we need the dependency of Hibernate core as well. So the same thing, Hibernate core, and we were using the 6.5.2 version. You can use any upper version as well, doesn't matter. And MySQL connector as well. Here, go back. Or latest version also you can use, or previous version, doesn't matter. We'll just save the file, and here we got all the required jar files. Now in the next step, here the project's configuration is done. Here the project's configuration is all done. Now we will do the configuration of Spring. So Java based configuration, let's do. So what we will do, in the next step, using the base package, create a new package as config, and in that package create a class as java config. And why we are creating this class? For IOC container, right? We are creating this class for IOC container. That's it. So using the base package, that is com.library, I will create one more package, config package. Now in this config package, we will create a class as java config. Don't do anything, just this step. Annotate the class with @configuration and @component scan. Means we will not define any bean here. We'll just say these two things. That this is the configuration file, but it is not going to have any bean. It will just say these two things, that component scan, and in that we will write the base package. Base package is equals to com dot library. Because this is our base package com dot library, we will create all other packages using this. So this is our base package com dot library. So like this you can create. I'll give the code also for your reference. So just like this we will create a configuration class. Now Spring's configuration is done. Yes. So in the next step we will do the configuration of Hibernate. Now we will configure the Hibernate. For that, in the class path, in the class path. And what is class path? src main java. Create the hibernate dot cfg dot xml file. So in the class path we do need to create this file. So in src main java I will create this file, that is hibernate.cfg.xml. So created. Remember, it should be in the class path. Otherwise, you have to give its path. If you are creating it in the class path, you will just give the reference by slash. If you are creating it here and there, then you have to give reference. So easy way to create it in the class path. What you will do in the next step, add the DTD of Hibernate. So no need to go anywhere for checking the DTD of Hibernate. Just we'll open Maven dependencies and then Hibernate core and then org.hibernate and at last Hibernate configuration DTD, this one. So this is the DTD. I will just copy it and paste it here. Now those who were getting error in this file, just listen here now. So here we have added the DTD of Hibernate. And let me give the same in the notes also. So this is the DTD of Hibernate. In the next step, add the tag of Hibernate configuration. Add the tag of Hibernate configuration. So just go there and we'll add the tag of Hibernate configuration. And on Hibernate configuration, you will get error. So inside, in the next step, inside this tag, add the tag of session factory. So inside the tag of Hibernate, I will add the tag of session factory. And after adding the tag of session factory, there will be no error in your file. If you are still getting error, click on Windows. If you are still getting error, I am resolving it. If you are still getting any error, so first go to Windows, go to Preference, then Maven, and select these three things: download artifact sources, download artifact Java doc, and automatically update Maven project configuration. And these two things should be default: checksum policy and update policy. Just click on apply and close. If you are still getting error, check the Windows update and check the internet connection. Now, after adding the tag for section factory, we will provide the database configuration properties. Now we will provide the database configuration property. So it's a property tag with a attribute as name. So property name equals to something. So first we have to provide driver class. Then we have to provide URL. Then you have to provide username. Then we have to provide password. Or actually we have already done this thing. So why we are wasting time? I'll just copy paste all of them. So connection dot driver class name. You just have to add connection dot driver class name is same. In URL we are not working with Hibernate CRUD. We will create one more database, that is digibook. So I will open my MySQL, create database digibook. Okay, so database created. Now we will give the reference of our database, that is digibook. Username is root, password is root, hibernate.dialect. Dialect decided the type of your database. Create a table. We want to update the table. Means if you are not having any table, create, or else don't create. So SQL, yes, we want to check the SQL, and these two we are not doing now because we don't have any mapping class. So these properties we will add, and this is how our file is looking. So Hibernate is also configured now. Let's test it. So we'll go to app.java, removing this hello world. We will create the object of configuration class, that is configuration cfg equals to new configuration. Import all the things from Hibernate package. Then cfg.configure, and here I will write the path of my file, that is slash hibernate.cfg.xml, and we'll start the application. So here we are getting a log message from the Hibernate. It means that Hibernate is getting configured. So in the documentation as well, we will add that line in app.java configure the Hibernate. So like this you have to do here. So Hibernate is all configured here. In app.java only we will create application contest container also. So that also we will write in app.java we will configure our application context container as well, right? For that, what we have to do? We have to write application context container equals to new annotation config application context, and what is the file name? Java config dot class, right? So this is what we have to do. Now all the configurations are done. Till now everything is configured in our project, Hibernate, Spring, all, everything. Now we will start writing the logic. What we will do? We will start writing the logic. So what logic we will write now? How the flow of application will work? What do you think? What will be the first step? Flow of application. So let's say from here your application is starting. Application started means main app started. So when this main app got started, what do you think? How many options it will give you? Two option. Which one? So login as admin or login as user. Who will create admin and user? Let's say you are giving option that login as admin. Okay, accepted. Login as admin. But where are the admin's user ID and password? So there are two options. At first you can create them already in database, or else static values you can embed in your app. In your app only you can embed those static values. So as of now we will embed in the app only. So after the app is starting, we will give two options to the user, or we will give two options. The first option is login as admin, and second is login as user. So at first we will build this much only. Now this is our target, that when application is starting, we will give two options, login as admin and login as user. That's it. This is our target only. This one. So let's start. So how we will handle all the cases? In or using the base package, create a new package as controller and create a class inside it as home controller, as home controller, right? So using the base package com.library. I will create a new package, and here I will write the name as controller. And inside this controller package, I will create a class as home controller. Now everything will be managed by this class. Everything. Okay? Everything will be managed by this class, that is public class home controller. So at first Spring should manage this class, right? So what is the annotation that I can keep here? Configuration. Which annotation I can keep here? Either component, either service, either repository, either controller. So name itself is telling something. So I will keep a controller annotation here. So this home controller is annotated with at the rate of controller. Annotate the class with at the rate of controller. Okay, annotated. Now what is the first step? First step is logging the users, either admin or either normal user. So in the next step, in the home controller class, create a method for user login. Create a method for user login. So let's create here. I will create public void user login method. Public void user login method. Inside this, I will just give some print message that login as a, or simple login as, how you are trying to log in yourself. So we will give first option as admin, that you are trying to log in yourself as a admin. Second option is you are trying to log in yourself as a user. So there are the options: login as a admin or user. Now for a moment we shall check the working of this function. So in app.java, for a moment I will remove these configuration class for a moment, and here I will create the object of home controller. Create the object of home controller. For that home controller, hc equals to container dot get bean, and get bean of which class? Home controller dot class. So I am asking the object of home controller from my container, and then I will call the method, that is hc dot user login. Hc dot user login. We'll start the application, and here we are getting these option, that login as admin or user. Okay, simple way we are getting this, login as admin or user. Now here the user will give choice, either one or either two. Again, we are taking input from user. So scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in. Okay. Here we will take int choice is equals to sc dot next int. That's it. We are having only two options, one and two. Either you can use if else or you can use switch as well. Whatever you like, you can use that. If choice is equals to 1, in that case we will do something. Else if choice is equals to 2, in that case we will do something. Else if user has entered something else, so we will just give one message that wrong choice application terminated. No, we will not show the options again. That wrong choice application, we will stop the application at that time only. So this is how my user login is working now. Showing two options to the user, right? Showing two options to the user, one as admin and second as user. So now at first we will create the admin. So when choice is equals to 1, when you are trying to log in as a admin, the first message we will give is please enter your admin ID. Please enter your admin ID. That is what we will ask, that please enter your admin ID. So we'll just do sc dot next line because here we are taking int input. So please enter your admin ID. We will take it somewhere. So string a underscore id means admin id equals to sc dot next line. Then again we will give a print message same way, that please enter your password. Please enter your password. This time we will take a password, a pass. So you have taken admin ID and admin password. Now I was talking about these static values. So here again I will write one if, that if a underscore id means the admin's id dot equals admin dot equals admin. Understand dot equals? So if admin has entered the id as admin and a dot pass, a underscore pass dot equals any password you can choose for yourself. I am just writing password. If user has given these values, so we will say one print message, and print message is welcome, welcome admin, welcome admin. And same thing we will do in the users as well. How? That please enter your user ID, string uid. Please enter your password string u password. Here uid dot equals user and u underscore password dot equals password. If these values are matching, we will say welcome user. Welcome user. Now that's it. Let's test our main application. Okay. Let's test our main application. So here we are getting the option that login as. I will try to log in as user. So it is asking my user ID. My user ID is user and password is password. It is saying welcome user. What if there is a wrong password? In that case, we are not doing anything. So I will write the equivalent else condition of this if, in which we are just printing the message wrong credential application terminated. Here we will print wrong credentials application terminated. Means you have given wrong things, so application is closing now. Let's start the app again. This time logging as admin. Admin ID is admin and password is password. So welcome admin we are getting. User wrong credentials application terminated. So this is how our home controller is controlling the very first step. So this particular part is completed now. Right? Application is starting. We are getting these option and we are able to log in the user as well and password admin as well. Now there are two condition out of this. The very first condition is the user is trying to log in as a admin. Now we will build. No, we do not need to repeat after wrong credentials. Now we are going to build the admins part. If user has logged in as the admin, now what are the conditions there? Now we will show all the 3-4 options to the user. We will show all the 3-4 options to the user, that this particular user can add the book. The very first thing, it can add the book. So what we will do, actually at the top at first we will show welcome admin. Then you can add the book. You can update the book. You can delete the book. Or as well, you can read the books. So these are the options of a user as a admin. So now we are going to build this particular part. So first I will write the home controller class here. I'll write at the same time. Now what we will do, using the base package, that is com.library, we will create a new package. New package as users. In this user we will have two classes. So at first I will create the admin class. Admin class like that. I want this class to be managed by Spring, so at the rate of component. Now this admin class will be, actually one more option we will show, exit. Here we will show one more option, that is exit. Okay, here we will show one more option as exit. Now in this admin class, I can create any method like public void method name admin only I will write, or you can say admin crud. That's it. Method name is admin crud. The crud operations performed by admin. Admin crud. Now what we will do is same way. At first showing one message. Welcome admin. Welcome admin. They are also in the home controller. We are showing this message. We will not show. Welcome admin. Now we are giving 5 options to the admin. The very first option is add a new book. That you can add a new book. The second option we are giving as update existing book. Third is third is delete a book. Fourth is fourth is read the book. And fifth is exit. Fifth option is exit. Fifth option is exit. Okay. Fifth option is exit, like that. We want to show these options repeatedly, one after other. So in this method, I will declare a boolean value, boolean temp as true. Its initial value is true. So while loop, you can use for as well, do while as well, doesn't matter. Just match the condition as true every time. So this while loop will work on the value of temp. So I will show all these options: welcome admin, add a new book, update an existing book, delete a book, read the book, or exit. Or exit. Now again user is giving choices. So in the method only I will create the object of scanner class to take input. So we'll just say int choice is equals to sc dot next int. Now you can feed it to switch, or else you can feed it to if else, like to anything you can use. So what I will do, if choice is equals to 1, means you are trying to add a new book. You are trying to add a new book. Update an existing book, delete a book, read the book, or exit. So next we have one else if, where choice will be equal to 2. Then we have one more else if, where choice will be equals to 3. Then one more else if. Again I am saying you can use switch as well, so that it is looking somewhat sorted. Else if 5. And at last one else block. And at last one else block. That's it. So welcome admin add a new book. So book should be a class, right? This book should be a class. Now what I will do, using the base package, I will create one more package, that is entity. Using the base package, I will create one more package as entity. Now entity means all the entity classes will be written here. All the entity class will be written here. So we'll just create a new and class of book, class of book. We will just mention this class as a entity. And how many things a book will be having generally? So private int id, which will be our primary key as well. Then we will have private string or book name. Then private int price. Then private string author name. Who is the author of that book? Okay, so these are the four basic things that we will take. ID, book name, price, author name. These are the four things. Now Hibernate should create the table for our book. So what if I am starting the main app? Will it create the table? Will it create the table? So we'll start the application. Here we are getting login as admin user, all these things. We are getting these options. And if I check my database, that is use digibook show tables, no table. So at first in the Hibernate configuration file, we have to map the class. At first we have to map the class. That is mapping the entity classes. For that, just a mapping tag, mapping class equals to fully qualified class name, that is com.library.entity, like this. Now when our app.java is running, so at first container is getting created, we should configure the Hibernate as well. We should configure the Hibernate as well here. Now let's do one thing. We are not configuring the Hibernate in main file. What I will do, using the base package, I will create one more package. And that package will be com.library.repository. Now, if you understood repository means all the CRUD operations will be performed by this related to data. So inside this, I will create one class. You can say book CRUD, book or books CRUD or book CRUD, like that. Now this is the class which is responsible for creating the configuration with Hibernate. For that, inside this class only, let's try to configure the Hibernate. So I will say void public void connection method. Now inside this I will create configuration cfg equals to new configuration. and then cfg dot configure. We will just give the reference of class path, that is hibernate.cfg.examl. So inside this we are having these kind of things. Configuration cfg equals to new configuration cfg.configure. So like that we will do. Now in this particular section, in main app.java, from to my container I will ask the object of book crud. Book crud b equals to container dot get bean book crud dot class. And before calling the user login method of home controller, I will get the connection with hibernate. So b dot connection. Now we will start the application. Hope we are not running into any error. So now hibernate is starting before we are getting this message. And hibernate is starting. Do we have table here? Again, no table. Are we having any table? No table. So let's do one more thing. We will go to same and we will create a session here. So for creating a session, we should have session factory. Session factory sf equals to, who will give the session factory? CFG. So session factory sf equals to cfg dot build session factory. Build session factory. That's it. And what we'll do else here? Session. Sf dot open session and then transaction. So transaction t equals to session dot begin transaction. You can say transaction ts, tx, anything you can keep, just a variable name. Now again we will start our application. So here now hibernate is doing its thing and we are getting lot of errors. So let's see where the error is coming. Unable to load class com.library.entity. Okay, because we have written the wrong, we have written only the package name. We forgot to write dot book as well, because dot book is the class name. And book is the class, right? We just written the package name. Let's start the application again. So here Hibernate has created the table, that create table book ID as integer not null, author name, book name, and then price integer. Now we will log in. So one, admin's ID is admin and password is password. Obviously no option is visible here. Now let's go to admin. When user we are not getting these message. Okay, we are not calling in home controller. Now let's try to build something. What we will build? So at first in book.java we will generate the getter setters, because all the fields are private, we need something. Now when admin is trying to choose one, that add a new book in book crud.java, I will define that method. In book crud.java we will define that method. How we will define that method? This is already the connection method here. Now can we create method inside method? Now if I want to create a method inside this connection method, so is it possible? If I am writing here public void add book, so method nesting is not allowed. Method nesting is not allowed. So we'll just remove it for a minute. This is our connection method which is providing the connection. So no problem. What we will do here, we will just create one method, that is outside public void add book. Public void add book method. Now for adding the book, so create the scanner class object scanner s equals to new scanner system dot in. So what you will say, how many things you are having, int id equals to we will give a message to the user that enter the book id, enter the book id, that is int id equals to sc dot next int. Or let's first take, no problem, take id only. After taking the book id, again same step repeated. So enter the book id and we will say enter the book name. So here we should send the compiler to next line. Book name means string b underscore name equals to sc dot next line. After taking the book name we will take the author name. Enter the author name, then string a underscore name equals to next dot line. After that we will take enter the book price. That is going to be int price equals to sc dot next int. So like this we will do. After taking all the four values from the admin, we have to use the object of book class, and book is not managed by spring, it's an entity. So I will create the object normally, that is book b equals to new book, like this. And then I will set all the things. So I will say b dot set id, b dot set book name, b dot set author name, and b dot set price to the price. So here we have set the price to price, and like all the things we have done. Now we just need this session. We just need this session here, because we need to do session dot save, right, and tx dot commit. So no problem, make this a static method. Public static void connection. Now I can call this connection method directly. We can call, if it is a static method, can I call this connection directly? So when I'm writing connection, so directly I can call. But how you will get session from this connection? How you will get session from this connection? So there is a condition. The return type of this method is not void. The return type of this method is session factory. The return type of this method is session factory SF. And what it is returning? SF. Like that, it is returning session factory SF. So now here we can just do one thing. What we can do, that session factory S F equals to connection. Here we are doing session factory SF equals to connection, and then session equals to SF dot open session, then transaction TX equals to session dot begin transaction. We are already having the book object, that is B. I will try to say session dot persist, or let's say you are having session dot save only. Session dot save B and tx dot commit. Tx dot commit. So we will try to do this particular part to add the book. Add book method is written inside book CRUD, which is the first choice of the admin. So here book CRUD is managed by Spring, and this admin is also managed by Spring. So I will say at the rate of auto wired for creating the object. Private book CRUD bcrud, like this. And in the first choice of the admin, I will add the call this method bcrud dot add book, and this is the admin CRUD method of admin class that I will call in home controller when admin's passwords and everything is correct. Same managed by Spring, so I will say auto wired private admin A. And when the admin's password and user IDs are getting equal, so I will call admin CRUD method here. So everything is looking all sorted now for adding the book. We'll go back and we will start the main app. We will try to log in as an admin. That is one. Admin ID is admin. Password is password. Now we are getting these options, out of which only adding a new book is supported. So I will try to add the book. That is one. Enter the book ID. Let's say the book ID is 19001. Book name is Wings of Fire. Author name is Arun Tiwari. Book price is 300. Insert into book. Sorted. Done. We'll check the database that whether we are having any table here. So we have one book table. Check the data, select a strict from book. So ID 19001, author name is Arun Tiwari, book name is Wings of Fire, price is 300. By the way, this Wings of Fire is the autobiography of late President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, right? Wings of Fire. Book is added. And again, we are getting the same option that welcome admin, add a new book, update an existing book. These options are not working as of now. Only adding a new book is allowed. So, one, enter the book ID that is 19002. Enter the book name is The Power of Subconscious Mind. Author name is Joseph Murphy. Price is 299 or any price. So again, sorted. We will check the database. We got, and actually we are not writing any query, not for even creating the table. We have written only one query, that too at the top for creating the database. After that, Hibernate is doing everything. Hibernate is doing everything. Again, let's try to add one more book here. That is again add a new book. Enter the book ID that is 19003. Book name is Atomic Habit. Author name is James Clear. Again added. So how smoothly everything is working here, right? How smoothly the everything is working here. So that is how we are able to add the book. I will give the zip file today itself so that you can understand the code, because today we have written a lot of code actually. So you can understand it. Tomorrow we will make all the options as working. User can update the book, user can delete the book, user can read the book. Maybe reading the book we'll do one after day because it's a complex one. So that is how our application of library management system is working. Now these are the books available in our database that we will have tomorrow as well. Do you remember in the bank project we were not taking the data to database? So whenever we were opening the app next day, we lost all the data. But tomorrow we will have these three books, 110%, right? So that is how it works. I'll give the zip file of this. So if you are reading the notes or if you are reading the code directly, I will tell you how you start. You start with this app.java and see this line. First line, second line, then go to this book CRUD. This one. See what you are doing in this book CRUD. At first, you are having a public static session factory kind of connection method, which is just doing three things. First, creating the configuration class object, loading the configuration file, and creating the session factory, and returning the session factory. Then you have add book method, which will use session factory. Then again, we will have update the book, which will use this session factory. So instead of creating this session factory multiple time, we are creating it by using one method and returning the session factory, so that session factory will be able to build session and then session will be able to build transaction. So like that it is working. So once you are done with the study of this book CRUD, Again go back to app.java. Then you are doing home controller hc.user login. Then go to home controller class and see one by one what you are doing here. And here you are getting a dot admin crud. And what is a admin class? Then go to admin class. You will easily understand. If you are randomly opening one file, you can't understand. Go step by step. You will understand everything. So that is how basically Hibernate actually works. Where can we add this type of project in resume? Yes, of course, you can add these kind of project in resume, but don't worry, as I am here. You will build lot of projects. So even till now, we have built the employee management system, e-banking, calculator, and three projects already completed. Generally, there is only one project in entire Spring JDBC module, but fourth we are doing till now. We still have Spring MVC, Spring Security. So like that we are having. Fine guys, let's connect again tomorrow. Have a nice